Hey friends, it's Alysa Rushton here, your energy intuitive, and this is your energy forecast for July 2020. This July is a Master 11 month in a Master 22 year. 11 to me always signifies a personal level of mastery, whereas a 22 signifies a more relationship level of mastery. So when we have a personal Master 11 month along with a 22 Master year, it's a really interesting month to let you know that you're going to get a lot of opportunities to find that personal mastery within your relationships. It is a beautiful time when you're probably noticing lots of family connections come up for you to gain mastery over. And what I mean by mastery is I mean a level of awareness, a level of compassion, a level of non-judgment, and a level of love that you haven't yet known before. So this month for you is a time when you can draw down the energies of more love, more compassion, more non-judgment, and more forgiveness, which will ultimately elevate your life. Now, in order to do that, one of the things that needs to happen is we need a bit of a mastery class. Just like a muscle building class, you have to challenge that muscle. You've got to work it out in some sense. Now, you'll probably get several opportunities this month to challenge your mastery muscle. What's really neat about this month is for many of you, it might not feel all that challenging. While it may be a challenge, it's not going to feel like it once would have for you. You're going to notice that you are in a lot of non-judgment, that you're in a lot of compassion, that you're in a very different energy than you've been in before. And so just notice that as you go through this month, that as you're getting this mastery lesson within your relationships, whatever those may be, whether your family or friends or co-workers, that it's going to feel different because the planet's actually getting more, newer, faster energies to help support you with this. You are on the cutting edge of light workers, you who are watching this, so you can rest assured that this universe is supporting you with some really beautiful energies right now. And it will feel a little easier, even though these are not necessarily the easiest times. You'll just notice, oh, okay, I'm able to do this. Oh, okay, oh, look here how I'm able to have compassion for this person. But you'll be noticing that you're dialing the dial on the mastery of that. Now, there will be times when you'll finish your day and you'll think, oh gosh, I wish I would have done that better. And like any master would, that's okay. Just simply acknowledge it and then make the commitment to yourself to shift the way you do it next time. Just to have compassion for yourself and to get better the next time you do it. But acknowledge the parts of you that actually did do a great job. Okay. Our next energy for this month, besides the Master 11 energy that's coming through, is the energy of denial and depletion. So these are two energies that are kind of going hand in hand together. A lot of people have been sharing with me that they've been feeling super depleted, and this is a lot about the eclipse that's coming through. And if you can think about it like this, so there's all of these new higher, faster frequency energies coming into the planet, and think about it like a pool that's all filled up with this scummy water, and we want to fill the pool up with new water. First, we have got to deplete that pool of this scuzzy old water. So what's happening for us as physical human beings is some of that old stagnation, those old frequencies are being literally just drained out of us. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling depleted, now is the time to take time to rest. Take time to get out in nature. I know you hear me say this all the time, but nature is one of the most rejuvenating, restoring things you can do for your body. And we are trying to remember as human beings to prioritize this for ourselves. We've gotten far too disconnected from our actual power source, that we're plugged into a different power source, these handsets and these phones and these computers, that actually depletes our energy. And your energetics now are such that you actually need nature now more than ever. So do be sure to get back out in nature. And that nature also helps you process out those energies that are not serving you anymore, so that you can uplift and boost up with the new, faster, higher frequency energies. Again, those energies, you're going to notice, are helping you have more compassion, have more ease, have more of that peace when you're interacting, even in tough communications. They're going to help you have more non-judgment and have more forgiveness and just hold more energy and hold more light in your cells. But in order to do that, really getting in nature is going to help you process through all of that. Now, another piece that's coming up for people is, with that depletion, is also denial. I notice that folks are not necessarily wanting to look at certain aspects of their life and sort of turn their backs on it or turn their head away from it. And this is something that's really interesting with energy. As somebody who teaches people how to work with energies, when you are trying to work with energies, one of the least effective things you can do is deny an energy. Think about it like this. Let's say that you had a house guest come over for dinner and you actually didn't want that house guest to be there anymore, but you were just ignoring them. They would stay there until you finally acknowledge them. And that's the secret with energies, is that all you have to do is acknowledge the presence of an energy. And once you acknowledge its presence, then you can start to actively work with that energy and get it to shift and move and uplift or transform, or whatever you'd like it to do, whatever you'd prefer. Remember that we are operating on a different energy bandwidth right now. There's not as many like set in stone timelines anymore. You really do get a choice in how you get to choose life. And you get a choice in what you want to align with and what you prefer. And so right now, and by the way, this brings us to our third set of energies for this month, is this disharmony that we're all seeing. So when we see this disharmony, we have to acknowledge that disharmony, and then we can take a look at what we prefer and actually choose something different for ourselves. But it's not until we acknowledge the energy that's present that we don't prefer that we can shift and change out of it. And what happens is, so many people get in the thought process that they do have to resist that energy, or they can't look at it because it's too scary, or they can't address it or acknowledge it, that when we're not acknowledging something, it just stays there. It just remains there. And so we literally can't shift into something else. So now's the time when all you have to do is simply acknowledge the energy that you don't prefer, and then actively work with it. Actively work with that energy. Ask it to shift. Energies are really very smart, and all you have to do is just show it what you prefer and then align with that. Now, let's talk about this last bit. You're going to see this all over the globe, and it's a really interesting time for this, because for the first time really in the planet, you're getting an opportunity to see disharmony on a global scale. It's like striking two chords and hearing the disharmony in between the two. The same thing is happening right now. We're having a lot of new energies blast into the planet, and you're seeing the disharmonious energies come up, and you'll see them across the board. Now, here's the cool part, is when you see this disharmonious energy, all you have to remember is that that's all it is. It's just disharmonious energy, and it's being asked to be cleared out. How do you do that? You acknowledge it. You simply acknowledge that energy and go, oh, look, here's energy that I actually don't resonate with, or here's energy that I don't prefer. And then you can simply say things like, well, here's what I do prefer. Here's what I would prefer to see instead. So let me give you a simple example of this. I was talking with somebody, and they were telling me how they would prefer to see people eating healthy. on the planet, and how that they would prefer to see people not having junk food all the time and having only healthy food stores as an option. And so that simple act helps to align them with that possibility. That simple act of saying, here's what I would prefer, here's what I would want to see, and then taking actions in that. So that person would then take actions of going to health food stores. They would take actions with buying only healthy foods and not buying things in plastic and drinking green juices and all those things, right? But right now is the time when we can simply ask that energy to shift, acknowledge it, and then tell it what we would prefer, and then take actions in that direction. So those are our energies for the month, Master 11 month. And again, this is about personal mastery, finding personal mastery within your relationships, handling relationships differently than you ever have before, finding yourself when you get triggered, reacting in a different way. It's about handling that depletion and reminding yourself that you're being depleted of those old energies that are coming through so that you can fill up with new ones. But remembering you connect with that when you get in nature, acknowledging that shadow, that dissonance, that disharmony, and seeing that across the planet and really saying, okay, what am I going to align with? What energies will I align with? Because there's a lot of different energies to align with. And the more we go into the fear and the doubt energies, the more we align with that. And the more we say, this is what I would prefer, and this is what I would choose to have and choose to be and see, the more you will align with that. And it's a very simple formula. It acts very fast. And a lot of people don't necessarily understand how fast it acts. So when you find yourself looking at something on Facebook or looking at something on a platform and it scares you and it makes you very fearful, just remember that you're seeing it, see it as the disharmony that it is, acknowledge it and say, yes, I can see that this is a distinct, real possibility. And then ask yourself, what would I like instead? What would I like to align to instead that would really light up my soul and make me happy and feel so good for the planet? And then set your sights and your focus and your actions there, and you will notice your world transform. So those are your tips and takeaways from this month. And remember, this is all about personal freedom and global freedom. We are in the process, that energy is being activated this month. Freedom, freedom, freedom across the board. And there's some things to clear out before we can have that. So enjoy this month. Take lots of time for self-care, lots of time for rest, plenty of nourishment. This is a time when you want to boost all parts of your physical body, because there's so much coming at it from all sides that it really does want to feel more resilient. So whatever you've got to do to help your physical body feel really good, please do that. I also highly encourage you to listen to things that uplift you. Remember that your mind is a tool. And as you fill your mind, you fill your spirit and your energy field. So if you're filling your mind up on things that cause fear and doubt and worry, that's going to get activated in your energy field. If you're filling your mind up on things that give you peace and feelings of joy and freedom, that's going to activate in your energy field. Remember that you and you alone get to choose your experience in this world, and now is your time to truly choose and decide and align with what that energy wants to be. I hope you love this energy forecast for this month. Be sure to like it, share it, and comment below. Let me know what energies you're feeling and how you're dealing with all of this energy on the planet. I love you so much. Thank you for your light, and bye for now.